I brought it in here because I haven't eaten dinner yet, and I
Do you want it?
Not right now. The internet's not working, so I'm just stressed about that.
Is the mics on?
Yeah.
Love you.
Hey, what's up, guys? I don't know what the hell the problem is with this internet. It drives me nuts. I don't know if it's the kids, like, getting on the internet.
No, they're like, no, that wouldn't matter. If that matters, then it's stupid.
Seems like it's kind of stabilizing now. What's up, Craig? What's up, Tom? What's up? What's up? What's up?
Gerard,
Lisa, what's up?
Lisa,
Ryan.
did you get your shirt? The kids were on Gun Broker again.
Yeah, that'd be freaking
For
Lincoln,
reals.
right? My credit card, is my credit card saved in there? Can you buy something without entering credit card? Maybe you can.
Probably.
That might get dangerous as he gets older.
Yeah, we should probably secure that.
I don't know, man. I don't know if I
you
got to
sh-
restart this internet or not.
No, it's green now. You didn't, oh, it's dropping.
See how it's fluctuating?
I don't know. Does it look wonky to you guys? Can you hear us good?
I can't. I don't know.
Hello, crazy couple. Thanks, Dawn. Yes, I emailed you today. Okay, Lisa, I haven't checked my email yet. To be honest, I've been dragging my butt. I feel like I haven't seen you all day.
I know.
Have
Trust
I seen
me.
you?
Saw me. I was just in my office. You were in your
Love you,
office,
kiss.
and
Love you. I don't like when I can't see myself on the screen and then you just start the live and I don't even know if I look good. He says you only need 15 MB per second to stream. You got this. Yeah, are you smart with this stuff, Tom's Cigars? Like maybe we need
he's
him
Asian,
to come
Tiffany.
like.
Of course he's smart with this
Hey,
stuff.
maybe we need you to come in and look at this, figure it out for us. Because, like, we pay the highest thing through Frontier or whatever that we can get, but it never seems to work.
Yeah, stupid.
He's an IT nerd. Okay, sounds good.
I am a sheepdog.
I have a subconscious and moral burden
to protect and help the people around me.
I believe in safety, responsibility,
and the God-given right to defend myself and others
From the wolves who seek to steal, kill, and destroy.
I defend the Second Amendment
By properly representing what it means to be a gun owner.
I will put aside my doubts.
My fears and my excuses.
I will be trained, I will be ready.
I will be confident, and I will be prepared.
While some sheepdogs are born, most are made.
Becoming a sheepdog is a choice.
A new way of thinking and a new identity.
An alter ego that you must step into.
We are patriots.
We are defenders of liberty.
we protect those we love.
We are sheepdogs.
Hey, what is up, guys?
Hello.
Ryan and Tiffany here. Hopefully this live stream works. We're having some minor internet issues, so you guys just let us know in the chat if it starts to get choppy and buffering a lot. And
Stream is doing good, says. Okay.
Okay.
So,
all right, so what's up says, Ryan, that was your cue when Tiffany was like fishing, you know. Bloop,
Ryan
click, click.
misses.
That was your cue to tell Tiffany she looks beautiful. I already told her she looks beautiful.
Did you?
When you walked in the room 5 minutes ago.
This is not going to be one of those times when you're like, I told you you were beautiful when I first married you, and if that changes, I'll let you know.
No, but do I have to do it like you just walked in, and then like a couple minutes later I got to say it again? Come on.
I don't
Come
know.
on.
Let me ask you this. Is there any harm in it?
No.
Does it take so much of your energy, Ryan, to say you look beautiful that you're not going to have enough energy?
Do I just have to keep saying
I'm
it?
just asking, though, for reals.
I'm just asking.
Okay. Does it take so much of your energy that you're like not going to be able to complete the live stream because you're so depleted from telling your wife 2 times that she looks good? 2 times.
I am not a simp
What the heck is a simp?
I don't know what it means. S-I-M-P. But it's like when a...
Why do you make up all these words?
No, I didn't make up that word. The internet made up that word.
You made up schmook the other day. You made up another word. I forget what that word was.
Smugle, probably.
Smugle. Okay,
Yeah.
I have a question. This is a serious question.
Okay, I'm going to put on... Okay.
Do you have your serious hat?
I'm
serious.
serious.
Face on?
Serious face.
Okay. Does anybody else... Like, I know that it's not normal to have... what's it called? Ice in your wine. And my wine is already cold. Here's my question. I microwave my coffee before I drink it.
Yeah, and
it's like bubbling. And now I'm like, my drinks aren't cold enough either. I need ice.
See? She is an unsatisfied person.
Maybe.
Oh, Drew says, did you tell Ryan he's beautiful? Wow. When was the last time those words?
Excuse me.
Ryan, you are handsome.
I do it all the time. Do I not grab your butt and I'm like, daddy's looking good? Do I not do that? Do I not say, you're looking sexy today? And then you're like,
I don't know.
Do you want to go upstairs? I tell you all the time. I say it all the time. All the time.
Oh, shit.
What?
Ryan's a man dime.
What's that?
I don't know. It must be some kind of Asian thing.
So we're happy to have everybody on tonight. We're excited for the Monday Night Live. We've got some good questions, I think. Some sad stories, unfortunately, which is never fun to go over. Do you have anything else to share before we jump into the live stream tonight?
No, let's jump into it before our internet totally crashes. So this first story is very sad. Young woman, her body was found burnt right there in this little alley in St. Pete. And just really...
I did not see this story.
Freaking wild. Okay, let's watch.
St. Pete Alley. She is 31-year-old Heather Olmstead. And tonight her father is only talking to 10 Tampa Bay's Angelina Salcido. He says his daughter didn't deserve to die this way.
This alleyway here is where this investigation all started. You can see burn marks are still left over and flowers were put where this body was found. Detectives say it was burned so badly it was unrecognizable, but a fingerprint helped them identify Heather.
You gotta be kidding me.
Detectives had just told William Olmstead his daughter Heather was dead.
She was the one that was burnt in the alley.
He had just heard about it on the news, but the thought it was her never crossed his mind.
It's my baby. And somebody torched her.
Olmstead says his daughter was kind.
She had her issues and everything, but she was a good, kind-hearted person.
Despite having just gotten out of jail a few months ago, the 31-year-old was trying to turn her life around and had just applied for a new job. She was previously arrested for resisting an officer with violence, possession of cocaine, and disorderly intoxication.
Everybody has a past. But she was changing her ways and everything.
William says being in the wrong crowd may have killed her. He saw his daughter 2 days before her body was found.
She said, "I'll be back later, Dad," and she took off, and that was it. That was the last I seen of her.
William says police told him Heather overdosed before she was burned. While her cause of death is still unclear, he can't fathom her last moments.
But I don't think it's right that she should be remembered this way. It hurts me deeply. You know, I'm not going to sit still to the people that did it.
Could you imagine being a parent, a father, and getting the message? Dad said that he heard on the news that there was a body found burnt in the alley, but he said he never once thought it was his daughter. So girl had just gotten out of jail. She's trying to get her life back together. Yeah. But it really sounds to me like she was in a bad area. She probably was associating with like some really bad people. Sounds like she kind of had a cocaine problem before she went to jail. Maybe that was still lingering a bit. Maybe it was a drug deal gone bad. Like, yeah, so What's Up says I would be searching for revenge.
Yeah, that's like...
It'd be hard not to, right? It'd be hard not to.
Liam Nielsen type thing. Like, it would be hard. That would be very hard to, you know, let it go and leave it up to
the cops,
the authorities. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's super sad. She's a beautiful young girl. Wow. What a tragedy.
Yeah. So what do you guys think? I think the big lesson with that video is that, you know, we live in our own little bubble, I think, even though we talk about this kind of stuff, right? I meet people all the time that have these things happen. To think that somebody would commit murder is one thing. To think you would then like light the body on fire to try to destroy the evidence, and they arrested the fourth suspect in this burning case. So this isn't like one psychopath did this. They've caught 4 so far that were involved in burning this girl's body.
But they still don't have like a reason why. Like
I didn't,
there's a lot of speculation.
There's a lot of speculation, but
not a solid reason why yet.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, ruthless drug dealers. Yeah, definitely could be. Also could be random, right? So somebody said for sure not random, but it could be random. We just don't know, right? So somebody, is walking past you on the street and they cat call you or whistle at you and you say like, screw you, buddy.
Yeah.
And that's enough to freaking throw them in a fit of rage, right?
So
beat you to death and light you on fire. Like that stuff happens, which is crazy to think. But I mean, we can't say that, being a total random thing, it might be a possibility.
Could be. Do you guys remember, it was like last week, maybe it was 2 weeks ago, where we shared the story of the guy that got beaten to death with the tire iron. Totally random, like
Wasn't he on a bike?
Yeah, on a bike, cruising by, and these dudes just beat him to death with a tire iron. One of the girls that was in the Beginner's Guide to Firearms class today, her friend was beaten by those same 2 men just before they beat this guy to death.
OMG.
Which is interesting because I hadn't heard that there was like another victim in this case, right? So I guess he was like in his 70s, 73, 72, I think she said. But this guy was walking down the road, car pulled up, and the driver and the passenger just got out of the vehicle as this 70-year-old man was walking. Then they walked over to the trunk, they opened it, and the victim thought like they just, I don't know, you're just stopping to get something, I don't know, right? People do weird stuff.
Right, yeah.
But they brought out the tire iron, the crowbar.
One.
They walked up. He put his arm up like this to try to deflect it, and they just cracked this dude right in the arm. He was holding his cell phone, so it shattered his bone. And then there was so much blood on his phone, he couldn't even use his phone to call.
Oh my
god! They beat him with it, and then they just got in the car and drove away. And then I guess shortly after that is when they stumbled across this guy on the bike and decided to just beat him to death. So the bottom line is,
anywhere.
We never know.
Walking down an alley, on a bike, down a bicycle path, going for a walk that you've done probably
1,000 times.
1,000 times. That's the thing. It's so easy to get comfortable. And that's why we're so happy that you guys watch and share these things so that people can really see. Because, unless you're on the news all the time and actually searching for this stuff, you don't even see it pop up.
Yeah.
Like, you don't even know that this stuff, and it's just a good reminder to know that there are a lot of very, very evil people out there that will do complete random acts for no reason. I mean, some people are doing it to rob you, but some people are just doing it out of sick fun.
Yeah, for fun.
Like, for no reason at all, which is, super scary.
Yeah.
So,
okay, you want to hear
it happened on 22nd Avenue in St. Pete. They drove to Clearwater and killed that guy on the bike.
Yeah.
So crazy.
Yeah.
There's some rough areas in St. Pete,
and O-Town Racer. So after these scumbags, I forgot about this part. After these scumbags got arrested for beating this guy to death, the police are like, why did you do this? And he goes, well, society is just getting so crazy, so I had to do it. You're the crazy.
You're the crazy. But, okay, so funny that you say that because just a few minutes ago I was thinking in my head that this kind of stuff is getting worse.
It is getting worse.
Because the mindset of people, one, there's less God. Sorry, but I'm going to say it. It's the truth. There's less God. There's less morality. There's less worry about, like, am I going to go to heaven or hell? There's, like, less teaching of, thou shalt not kill and all these things that we talk about. I mean, it's just not talked about as much. And then you have a bunch of people that are being brainwashed and told by society that, go get what you want. If you don't have it, you deserve it. You can take it, and you're only going to get a slap on the wrist and we're not going to prosecute you. And we're only going to prosecute you if it's this or, otherwise, we're just going to give you a little fine. Like laws are getting laxer. The criminals
Laxer, is that a word? I don't think it's a word.
Laxer. Sure.
Okay.
Lax means less Listen,
all right.
laws are getting laxer. Criminals are getting bolder. They're demanding more, and they're actually thinking that they are justified and they like earn it, deserve it.
Yeah. Oh no, they totally believe
which is
they
crazy.
deserve it.
Like, why do you have a Mercedes? Or why do you have that nice watch? I'm gonna beat you down and take it.
Instead of asking the better question, which is, what did that person do to be able to afford a nice house?
Oh, they don't want to have to.
What did that person do to be able to afford to buy a nice car? They don't want to ask that. They just say, life's unfair.
Yeah, life's
I deserve
unfair.
it. And they just go try to take it, which is super scary. You want to hear something funny that happened?
Mm-hmm.
So I went out to Dustin's, the gun range, right? So, like, what day was that? That was Friday morning, right?
Friday morning, yeah.
So I send a text message to Dustin, and I'm like, hey, bro, I want to come out to the property today, have some friends come out and shoot tonight. Hopefully that's okay. Hit send. Now, Dustin, like, normally responds to me pretty quick, right? Like, pretty quick.
Sure.
And normally I send the text just as a courtesy, but I just start driving before he even says if it's okay for me to come, right? Because I know he's going to respond so fast, and I know it's usually not a big deal.
Right.
So I'm like almost there, right? And I'm like talking to Link, and I'm like, dude, Dustin hasn't texted me back. Like, what the hell is happening?
Right.
So I was like, I'm going to call him real quick just to like, before I just show up.
Right.
So I call, and
He's sleeping.
okay, he's like, hello?
Oh, you woke him up.
And I'm like, oh, shoot, Dustin, did I wake you up? And he's like, oh, it's okay, man. And I was like, hey, you know, I just wanted to see if it's okay for me to, like, come out to the property and, like, you know, just fix the targets and stuff and have a friend come shoot tonight. And he goes, I think you got the wrong Dustin. It was Dustin, truck driver Dustin.
Oh, no, you did not. That's funny.
It was funny.
Sorry, Dustin.
So I was like,
he was probably sleeping in his truck. Poor guy.
Yeah,
he
he probably
just got to sleep. Oh my gosh, you're so rude.
Yeah, so Dustin, thanks for waking me up.
Yeah,
I was
he
in California.
California, 5
5
in the morning to
Yes.
make it worse.
That is awesome.
Oh, you got to double check.
Sorry. No, you know what? Because
just be happy you didn't get a dick pic, Dustin. Just saying, could have been worse. What?
I've never sent that to anyone ever. Like, never. Okay? I don't know where the hell that came from.
Well, you better not start.
Yeah. Okay. That's interesting. Interesting. Yeah, so, anyway. Sorry, buddy. Didn't mean to do that. Wake you up. So, in my phone, I had both of them saved as just Dustin. I don't know what the hell I'm thinking.
Okay, yeah.
So, I did change the names now so that, like, at least one says Dustin, you know, gun range, and then Dustin, ugly truck driver.
No, Ryan, you're such a jerk. Do you know that he's learning, like crazy video editing?
Oh, is he?
Yeah, like Hollywood style. Yeah.
Nice.
Crazy.
Cool.
Anyway,
Maybe you can edit my OnlyFans, Dustin.
Oh my gosh.
Do some CGI graphics in there. We're going to make it like, it's going to be dope.
I like Dustin. He's
all right.
a sweet guy. Okay.
So first question says, what examples do you have of people who had their guns but were able to de-escalate a situation so they didn't have to use it?
Wow.
Do you teach how to de-escalate situations?
Yeah, that's what we do.
Yeah, I think that's probably like the primary thing that we teach is how to de-escalate. And the biggest way that you de-escalate a violent situation is by being extremely aware of your surroundings, identifying people that are exhibiting behavior that does not match your baseline for what you expect to be normal behavior. So we call these pre-incident indicators. And I'm not going to go over it all right now because we're going to do it in a secret live event that's going to happen soon. First time ever. We're going to talk about it later. But we're going to talk about this stuff later. What?
Secret live event.
Don't tell anybody. If I whisper in the microphone, not as many people will hear it.
No one's going to hear this if we're whispering.
Yeah. So let's talk about Dustin's friend, Tony.
Okay.
Which I still have not edited that video and posted it, but I need to. I interviewed Tony.
Oh, you didn't tell me about this.
Yeah, so Tony went to, I think it was a Chinese restaurant. So, Tom, you're going to love this part.
Because it's a Chinese website. Sorry, Tom.
Okay. So he ordered like some takeout, right?
Yeah.
And his daughter, I forget how old his daughter was, sitting in his vehicle. He goes inside to like get the food, but the food wasn't ready or whatever. But this like bigger dude comes in to get his food. But they gave the big dude the wrong order.
Okay.
Now, there's two ways you can handle that. You can either handle it and just be like, oh, you know, not a big deal.
order.
Just give me the right order. Or you could be a total freaking psycho.
I'm so over these people.
And lose it. So this guy starts like screaming at this little girl, young lady that's behind the counter.
Yeah.
So Tony kind of speaks up. I don't remember exactly what he said, but he said...
it's hard to sit back and see, somebody be very, very rude and
aggressive, whatever,
to somebody, especially if it's a woman.
Yeah.
That's where this is like John whatever, what would you do moment.
Yeah.
What's his name?
John Wick.
No, John Wick, that guy that's from the show What Would You Do?
Oh,
John.
yeah. Asian John is what I call him.
You know who I'm talking about, right?
I know who you're talking about, yeah.
Yeah.
What would you do? Were they like set up the fake scenario thing?
Yeah.
All right, back to the story before Tiffany rudely interrupted me. All right, so this guy is like screaming and yelling at this young girl that's behind the counter. So Tony decides to say like, hey, bro, just chill out. Like, they're going to get your food. Just have a seat and relax. But then this big guy just decides to absolutely lose it. Gets in Tony's face and whatever. One thing led to another, and this guy just like, maybe he hit Tony, threw him, but like landed on a table and broke at the table.
OMG.
Is what happened to Tony. So Tony like has two decisions. He can either do nothing,
right,
or he can start swinging.
Yeah.
He decides to start swinging. Him and this guy, they just start going at it.
Yeah.
And then eventually, I think the guy just left. The bad guy had his car there, but the bad guy left his car and just like took off running down the street.
Oh, because he really fast realized, like, shit, I made a big mistake. I'm out of here.
Yeah.
I'll come back and get my car later.
Get the car later, right? But it was a lesson that Tony...
Wow.
I think that if Tony would have had a gun, I don't think he would have had a legal right to shoot, in my opinion, based on the information that I have. But that was a situation that escalated very, very quickly.
That all you're doing is going to pick up your food.
Which you've done a lot of times.
Probably in a safe neighborhood, right? Probably all those things that make you feel like you're good and safe.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, you got some guy. And the thing is I don't think that we as society should back down to these bullies and these people and say, like, don't say anything at all and just keep your mouth shut. Just stay out of it. I actually don't think that you should. What do you think on that? Do you say just stay out of it?
I don't stay out of nothing.
I know you don't. You're
in
trouble.
I'm trouble, man. I got some smart-ass comments really quick.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say something. I'm getting involved. I'm definitely not going to let somebody be an ass like that. So, but that also has gotten me into a lot of trouble.
Me too.
A lot of times.
I've said things like in line at the grocery store and stuff to people or things like that. Like, hey, stop being a jerk or something. Yeah. So, it can escalate really quickly, though, just by doing that. Because that person is already unstable. That's the problem. There's something wrong. Because if you're just going to literally go off on somebody like totally cray-cray in the restaurant for having...
What the hell did you just say?
Totally cray-cray.
Okay.
For having the wrong order, whether you want to admit it or not, you are mentally unstable. Because that's not a normal thing.
Yeah, you're unstable.
You can get upset.
But
this would be me. I would kind of have an attitude like, you got my order wrong. You know what I mean? Like, can I get the right order?
Well,
I might get an attitude if it's somewhere like Steak and Shake where you continually, every single time I come here, you get my order wrong. However, if I go to Chick-fil-A where I've never gotten the wrong order, I would just be like, excuse me, miss, you've got my order wrong. No problem at all. And they'd
why are
be
you
like,
talking like an Asian person?
And they'd be like, my pleasure.
Yeah.
But it's just crazy that people feel the need to go off like that on someone because your order is wrong. I mean, it's such a little thing.
It's such a minor thing in life to get so upset about, and then to end up getting arrested, an assault charge, wreck your entire life.
Beating some guy over a table, like this is a big deal.
Because your Kung Pao chicken was not delivered properly.
Was beef broccoli. Okay.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, craziness.
Okay, I know this is a question that we get a lot, but what would you do?
This is a really sad story.
What would you do if some lying scumbag robber decided to open fire at you and one of your dogs got killed.
And they say shot 2 dogs during an attempted robbery. This was on West Powhatan Avenue. It happened last Friday.
They say a 17-year-old boy pulled a gun on a man who was out walking his 2 dogs.
As the victim picks up his 2 dogs and he's running away for the dog's safety, the suspect hits the victim in his arm with the gun he has in his hand. As if it's not bad enough at that point, the victim is running down the block carrying his beloved animals with him, and the suspect shoots at him 2 more times as he's running away and narrowly misses him.
So they say the man was able to get away. He was not hurt, but one of his dogs, this one here on the right, died from its injuries. Investigators say that they were able to find the teen they believe is responsible after he was arrested for a separate robbery in Hillsborough County. They say they matched his car to the car at the scene, and the man who owned those dogs identified him. This teen is now facing several charges, including animal cruelty.
Okay, what do you see?
So I was just saying, Dustin said they caught the guy because they just used the number from his fast food order. Like,
Once again,
dummy.
You suck at being a criminal. You suck at this. Go to community college and take like a welding class or something, because the thug life is not for you.
Not for you. All right. So
wasn't
that a sad story about the dogs?
It is
like
sad.
The guy's just trying to, and did it say how old he was? He was like an older gentleman too, right?
Oh, I don't know.
So these thugs are just, going to rob him, and he's trying to get away with his little dogs, and then they shot at him, which is crazy because typically, for a robbery, like, they won't shoot at you, right? I mean, that's usually what I see. If they're kind of meant there to rob you, they're there to scare you.
Most robberies occur like in the middle of the day when people are at work. It's like between the times of 11 and 3, because people are not home, right? Mm-hmm. Like bad guys in America typically are not very interested in getting in a gunfight.
Yeah, they want to just rob. They want to get their stuff and get out.
But we are seeing a trend.
Yeah.
Violent crime is wildly skyrocketing across the United States. Mm-hmm. Maybe it has something to do with the fact that we are no longer prosecuting violent crime the way we used to. Yeah. Maybe I'm wrong, but we've made some really bad decisions. So
yeah, I agree, Michelle, 100%. If they need to change the laws regarding animals, I agree, because you can't just go around shooting people's animals. I mean, that's just ridiculous. Like, I feel like in this situation, because they were shooting at him, right? They were shooting at him, but then they hit the dog, unfortunately. Yeah. But in that situation, if he had a firearm, he would legally be allowed to use it.
Sure, but he didn't have a gun.
No, he didn't.
So he was unprepared, sheep. He never thought something like this would happen, and then he became a victim, right?
Yeah.
This is why we got to train, we got to prepare, we got to be ready,
because
we never
once
know.
Again, I guarantee you, this guy has done that walk with his dogs thousands of times without incident, no problems. Felt relatively safe where he was at and in his area, and then all of a sudden these guys roll up and shoot at him. So did you say that they were arrested?
So yeah, they caught the robber. They said it in the news clip, but they caught the robber committing a different robbery with somebody else, and then ID'd the victim or ID'd the robber in the car.
So isn't that crazy that you just get into a shootout on the street in the middle of the day? You don't know. You shot someone, right? You don't know if they're dead or alive, and you're just going to go out and do it again? Like, how much freaking balls do you have to just go out and do it? Like, you have no fear.
There is no fear but again, it's a lack of consequences. So the reason it's important to discipline your children when they do or say something that is not acceptable is because they have to understand, oh, crap, I just crossed the line. Right?
Yeah.
Like Lincoln got whacked on the head the other day because I don't think I told you about this, right?
Probably not.
Okay, so it just pissed me off, but I'll just tell you guys like what happened. So during the little hurricane that happened and knocked one of our plants over, and there was like rocks everywhere, right? Mm-hmm. So I told the boys, we're out there cleaning up, right? I said, boys, I want you to pick up all these rocks out of the grass and I want you to put them back inside of the thing. So Lincoln was doing it, and I told him a couple times something, and he just wouldn't listen. And I said, Lincoln, do you understand? And he would not look at me, and he would not respond to me.
Yeah, he was just trying to ignore
And he was just doing it to ignore me and be rude. So he got a flick right on the head, and then that got his attention, and he looked at me because he had to understand that you just crossed a line. When I'm talking to you as your dad and I'm telling you something, you look at me and say, yes, sir, no, sir.
No, you look at me in the eyes, yeah, but he purposely will.
Yeah,
pretend he doesn't hear you.
He does, right? Because he just wants to be rude in that moment.
Yeah.
But that's, the Bible says, spare not the rod from your child, because our kids need to understand the lines that they cross.
Well,
people like this did not understand that you are crossing a freaking line, and now there's consequences. Tell me if I'm wrong in the comments or not.
No, you need to know that there's consequences to your actions with everything, right? Everything in life. You overspend your money, you're going to run out of money, right? You cheat on your spouse, you're going to end up losing your house and divorced or whatever it is. So there's always consequence. You steal at your job, you're going to lose your job. There's consequences to every action, good or bad, right? That doesn't change. But what's happening in society is we've got this thing of, oh, the consequence, you did not practice hard enough running, but now because the parents are complaining, we're going to give you this trophy anyway that says, like, you're a great participant. No, you did not practice like the other guy did.
You either won or you lost.
You do not deserve a trophy like the other guy does, or else what is the incentive for you to work harder next time or to change your behavior the next time? There is no consequence. There is no push. There's no drive. And we as humans, we actually need that. God put that in us. It's a built-in thing that we need something to go towards, to learn towards, to drive towards, in everything, whatever that is. So to take that away from people, or to say that everybody deserves the same, or to say that, you're disadvantaged because of this, so you're now allowed to take what you want from somebody who was more advantaged. Qualified, whatever it is, growing up, had a better lifestyle, had a better something, and you didn't, so now you're allowed to take what they have. That's what society is telling people. And it's ridiculous. And it's causing, I don't think that they realize.
A generation of losers.
And I don't think that they realize the other thing, this mindset that it's teaching them of, now we're going to take it. And now it's this mob mentality. You see it happening all over, right?
Yeah.
Going into these convenience stores and Walmarts, this bombarding of, listen, we deserve it and we're going to take it. Now in California, where they're literally just watching people come out of these high-end shops, freaking jumping in front of their car, grabbing them out of their car, beating them, and taking all their bags that they just purchased at Cartier or whatever. I don't even know what these places, Louis Vuitton, whatever, these expensive, Hermes or whatever. Hermes, I think. I was looking into Hermes sunglasses I saw. Was really, really nice. So one day I'd like you to get me that.
That's fine. I just got to know how to spell it.
And be careful where you buy them from.
Yeah.
So it's crazy, though. It's crazy, and it's sad. It's also very sad because I think it's going to take us a long time to correct it.
Okay, but I do not believe that the powers to be want it corrected. Because if they wanted to get corrected, we would actually be teaching the right principles in school. But you see, the problem is the principles and the mindsets that are being taught in school are not the mindsets that will actually lead a person to success in their life. The things that are being taught in school are being taught to put people into mental slavery for the rest of their lives. To make people dependent on the government and dependent on others, instead of having the ability to think on your own and create your own wealth, your own outcome, your own, amazing life.
Yeah, for sure.
They don't want us to be successful, which is why it is important, in my opinion, to not listen to them. You cannot listen. In my thing, this is a new realization that I've had in just the last year or so. You cannot listen to the news.
Yeah.
We
haven't listened to the news in years.
I have not listened to the news since 2020 because it is not valuable. Their job is to scare us, to make us feel like there is no hope, and they're full of shit.
This is the thing. Even if you know that, you still get drug into it.
Of course.
Even if you know it, you subconsciously actually, it still happens. So it is very crazy. Yeah, because we haven't listened since, I think, July 2020.
Yeah.
So we're going on like 2.5 years.
Yeah.
And it's done no harm.
No, it's easier. Life's way easier.
Yeah.
Because I can't fix any of that crap anyway. So I'm just going to focus on making my family wealthy, and everybody else can...
Okay, Gen Z overwhelming vote extremely liberal last week. Yeah, I know. That's the trend because they think that it's easier, right? Because that side is telling them, hey, you don't have to work as hard. We can just take from the people that did work hard.
Okay, you want to know this is a quote. If you listen to this, everybody listening, I want you guys to type in the comment right now, I'm listening, before I even tell you what I'm about to tell you.
You have a
Because
quote?
if what I am about to say will absolutely change the direction of your life if you listen to it.
Okay.
But I'm not going to tell you. Type in the comments. I'm listening. And it's all, I'm not saying it. Okay, a couple listening. I need a couple more. Say I'm listening. If you want to hear this quote, that'll absolutely change your life.
I'm listening, Ryan, because I'm very... Have I heard the quote?
Probably not. So this comes from the legendary Jim Rome.
Okay.
Powerful motivational speaker.
He's the one that taught Tony Robbins.
Taught Tony Robbins everything he knows. So here's something that Jim talks about a lot. And man, it just keeps going through my head, man.
Okay.
Have you guys ever thought, like, man, I just wish it was easier?
Yeah.
I wish it was easier to start a business. I wish it was easier to run a profitable business.
Mm-hmm.
I wish it was easier to get a promotion, whatever. Jim Rome says, and I'm going to try to do it in his voice, don't wish it was easier. Wish you were better. Because isn't that the truth? Mm-hmm. Don't wish that things were easier in your life. Wish that you actually possess the skill to do it. Mm-hmm. Because if you had the skill to make your life easier, it would be easier. Right?
Because if it was just easier in general, then everybody would do it.
Everybody would do it.
Yeah, and everybody would have it.
But that's not it.
Yeah.
Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan deserve to be the greatest basketball players of all time because they did more work than everyone else. Mm-hmm. LeBron James too, right? Like, they put in the work. So of course they deserve everything that they get, right? I sure as shit didn't do any of that. Mm-hmm. Somebody that puts in the hours and the tried and true, they just keep working to get better. They deserve more. If you want to put in less, you deserve exactly what you get, which is nothing.
Yeah, well, you deserve
right?
less. Yeah. Yeah, because it would never make sense for somebody to, to work 15 hours a day and to sacrifice trips and to sacrifice, driving an older vehicle and to sacrifice having an iPhone 7 when everybody has an iPhone 13 and sacrifice all this stuff. And then all of a sudden their stuff starts to work and they start doing well for themselves. But the guys who's been going out drinking with their friends every night, relaxing, watching TV all night, not doing anything to build anything, and then all of a sudden say, hey, wait a minute, now you made it, you should give me 20% of all your earnings because that would be equal.
Right.
I mean, nowhere does that make logical sense.
Okay, you want to know something else is really awesome? Jim Rome was talking about this. He said, I'd be willing to guarantee that if you took all the money in the world, right? Now, Jim Rome is talking about all this in like the 60s and 70s, mm-hmm. right? He said if we took all the money in the world and we equally divided it with all the people in the world mm-hmm. in a very short amount of time, all of the money would flow back to where it is today.
Yeah, it would go back.
Because smart people know how to make a lot of money.
Yeah.
And other people know how to spend.
Would spend it on liabilities and lose it anyway.
Crazy stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, he's an awesome guy. Listen to Jim Rome. He'll definitely change your life.
So Keturah, so good. The hate speech is in the current education system.
It is, right?
100%. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to be
Government
careful.
Indoctrination camps. That's what it is.
All right, let's
All right,
go.
so question number 2 says, where should I look for professional firearms training in Orlando?
Okay.
So you want to go visit OrlandoCarry.com, which is one of our official partners. They teach our curriculum. Craig and Lewis, they were on here earlier. If they're not on right now, then they're dead to me. But yeah, great instructors. They can definitely hook you up.
Yeah.
Okay, so check this out.
This is crazy.
Okay, what country was this in?
Well, I sent you the article. Did you not read it?
No, I didn't read it.
So funny. TSA found this pistol inside of a raw chicken. Now, let me just ask you this.
On an airplane.
Are you allowed to take raw
This is an
meat?
airport security checkpoint.
Yeah,
okay,
but
in Florida.
Are you even allowed to take raw meat?
Of course
on a
not.
flight? I mean,
like I can't even bring a banana into California. You think you're gonna bring a raw chicken?
So did they not think of that? Like, don't put it in something that's already illegal because you're gonna get caught anyway. You're bringing an illegal chicken.
Okay. But
right?
These people suck at being criminals. We've already established that, Tiffany. Like, they just don't have the mental capacity to process this stuff.
Yeah. So if you're going to sneak a gun onto an airplane, don't do it in a raw chicken. It's just a funny thing. Like, what were they thinking?
You know what? I would love the opportunity, because tell me if you guys would think this would be so cool. I would love the opportunity for, like, the FBI or something to come to me and say, Ryan, we want you to try to smuggle something. I would need like a freaking ironclad letter, whatever.
Yeah,
my attorney
I'm
to
not
review
going to
it.
go to jail.
I'm not going to jail. I'm doing this for the government. But that would be so cool, man.
Yeah.
To like try to see, like, sit at the airport,
They
try to
want
think.
people to do that, right?
They do. We had a customer at our gun store. He was an FBI agent.
Okay.
And part of his job was to try to defeat TSA checkpoints right after 9/11.
Now I actually remember it, yeah.
Remember that guy?
Yeah,
and he was actually able to get a Glock 19 onto an airplane
Yeah.
out of the Tampa International Airport, which is pretty wild.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
And here's the thing, are you guys, Craig's here. Okay, so Craig's there if you're interested and you're in Orlando. So here's the thing. Are you guys the ones that I don't know, but do you get upset if you've got to take off your shoes through TSA? You got to go through the lines. Like, do you get upset at that? Because it never bothers me, because I always think, you're doing this for our safety. I understand why. The guy with the shoes, like, I understand why we take off our shoes, because the guy tried to freaking put a bomb on the plane with his, the sole of his shoes. So, but I always find it interesting when people complain and they're upset about it, because they're not doing it because they want to be dickheads. They're doing it because they do not want another 9/11 to happen.
Sure.
Right?
If I could not have to do it, like if I could afford to fly private and avoid all that, then that'd be awesome.
You can get the extra security done, and then you can get the extra.
But you still got to do all that stuff, right?
No,
just
you walk
is
through a
faster.
separate line.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
It doesn't really bother me because I don't really care. I just want to get on the plane. I want to try to be positive and not let little stupid stuff get in my way.
Rather be safe, good stuff. Yep, I
kind of
agree.
like, and as I get older, I'm trying to realize what those little trigger moments are.
Yeah.
That used to really piss me off a lot. Like me going to Burger King today and dealing with the dumbest people on the planet.
For Tiffany.
Who
I
the
called
hell
them.
is in charge of hiring at Burger King?
I need you to pick me up a Whopper. I want a Whopper.
Okay. Yeah. Burger King, man. Like, I'm just.
I knew it.
Okay.
I knew it when I asked you to go there, because I know how much you hate going there.
How is it? I pull up to the drive-thru. Tell me if this ever happened to you guys. Pull up to the drive-thru. There is not one person in line. Not one person. In front of me, behind me, there's nobody.
Can I have your name?
No. Pull up to the line, and there's nobody there. 5 seconds go by. 10 seconds go by. 30 seconds go by. And then the guy comes on and he goes, I'll be with you in a minute. And I'm like, okay, because you're super busy, right?
Yeah.
So, and then I wait another minute probably, and he's like, all right, what can I get you? And I'm like, I give him my order, whatever. And then I go up, and it's just like, the guy's just like, somebody who's just walking. Okay, you want to know what drives me nuts? This is what the guy did. I was so freaking pissed. But I just tried to hold it in, man. Okay, hold on. You guys ready? I give the guy's like, all right, it'd be $21 or whatever. All right, so go to hand me this money. And the guy goes like this.
Go on, take the damn money.
Where in my mind, like oh my God, in my mind I was like.
Everything that he did was slow.
Slow, bro. And I just wanted to be like, take the damn money, hustle, hop, skip your ass over there and grab my freaking fries. Like, oh my God, dude.
It's so funny,
crazy.
Because there's such a difference between going to Burger King or McDonald's, right? There's such a difference. Or Burger King,
McDonald's, and Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
Three totally different businesses.
Exactly. McDonald's used to be really, really good, but they have lost. They are losing in the service area. Now, they're still faster, but they are losing in the service area because people are not as happy there. But Burger King is terrible.
Yeah, Dustin. Totally like a sloth. Like, I wanted to get out of my car and punch this dude in the head. But, yeah, I don't know. It was crazy. But it is literally, it doesn't matter which Burger King you go to,
yeah,
what
true.
state, what city. I would honestly love to buy Burger King
and fix it. Because they actually have a good product.
But it also goes to show that the product doesn't matter.
Yes.
Because they have a good product, but everything else sucks, which is why their business sucks.
Yep.
So anyway,
Agree.
enough about business here. All right, question number 3. Is there a difference in the way you aim when you have glasses with bifocals? Yeah, so Henry, a lot of my students that have bifocals, trifocals, or they call them progressive lenses, they really struggle with being able to achieve that crystal clear focus on the front sight post because, like, everywhere they look in their eyes, they see something different, right? So for people with bifocals and trifocals, what I encourage them to try is I let them shoot one of my handguns that has a laser mounted underneath the rail. And that usually is a big help for them. Or I let them shoot one of my handguns with an optic on it. Because
that helps.
Yeah, it just makes it a lot simpler. You can just focus on the dot instead of all the sights.
So
and all
they want to
stuff.
look at getting a laser.
A laser or an optic. Those are like the 2 big, easy solutions.
Okay.
You know, the hard solution is you can always look at your front sight in the same spot of your glasses, which is very easy to say, apparently very, very hard to do.
Right.
So, but the simple, fast solution is get better technology,
Get an
laser,
armor, or get an,
optic, and that will definitely fix it for you.
Michelle, that's you with the trifocals? Is that what you're saying? Or the bifocals? I didn't know that she wore glasses. Maybe she does. I can't remember. I may switch to a red dot. Yeah,
red dots are awesome. It really simplifies. What it does is it increases your accuracy at speed and at distance.
Yeah.
So it gives you a huge advantage.
I was always kind of against it. Like, I always thought, like, no, I'm not going to do that. But then when I would shoot yours, I was like, oh my gosh, this feels like home. It really did. Like, it feels like home. It feels very easy and very natural and just very, I don't know, very comfortable.
Sure.
So, yeah. Okay, yeah. She said she's got focals. Interesting.
Okay. Get a prescription red dot. There you go. That's a business opportunity. Okay, according to Chick-fil-A, Burger King, and McDonald's are all going to hell for doing business on Sunday.
No, that's not true.
Yeah, that's not it. But what a stand Chick-fil-A took, right? That takes some big guts. Takes some big guts.
Think they would lose so much money, but they say that they make so much extra money during the week because it does. It makes you like the days that I'm like, oh, I want Chick-fil-A. I'm like, damn it, they're closed.
I know. It's every. Do you know how many times I've driven to Chick-fil-A on Sunday? Like, we're at Home Depot and I'm like, oh, let's get lunch. And then I'm like, oh, damn it. There's like, why is there nobody here, right?
Yeah, I think that it's great. You know, Ryan and I have always been closed on Sundays when we had the gun store with Tampa Carry. We've always been closed on Sundays. And if you call us, we have an automatic message that says, I'm sorry, we're closed on Sundays for Church and Family Day.
Yeah, I think it's amazing.
Yeah, and we've stuck true for 12 years, staying closed on Sunday.
Because what it does that's valuable is, number one, it's a strong signal to your perfect customer that you believe what you believe and you stick by what you believe. Yeah. And just because the media and all these other people are going to start harassing you, I believe what I'm going to believe. Yeah. And if you don't like it, don't eat here.
Well, and I always know that we lose some people because they'll say, like, hey, do you have classes on Sundays? I get that. We only day off have is Sundays. And I'm like, I'm sorry. Like, I've just never given in. I'm like, I'm sorry, we're closed on Sundays. Like, that's Church and Family Day. And then we hang out. Sometimes it's different. Sometimes we go family, to the petting zoo farm. Sometimes we literally close all the blinds and we put on a movie and we just sit around and do nothing all day, which is nice too sometimes. Yeah. So, but I don't know where I heard this, but it was like, once your kids reach 13 years old, you've already spent like 93% of their life with you, which is crazy. So, we have young kids and we want to be able to spend as much time as possible with them while they're under our roof. Because who knows where they're going to go after this.
Sure.
So
yeah, we have somebody that we met, his son died in a car accident at the age of 20. I mean, like, you think right when they're planning to go on the trip to Hawaii that he had wanted to go on forever.
I didn't know that.
And then a month before they're going to this trip that he's the one that's most excited about, gets into a car accident and dies. And I mean, you just don't know. You don't know how much time you have. So anyway.
Yeah,
all right.
Sad.
This is the scumbag shooter at the University of Virginia. Just happened this morning, right?
Look
or
at
today.
the kid. I mean, he looks like a very
like a nice kid.
Happy, smile, beautiful.
But apparently he is pure evil.
Right now with breaking news in the deadly shooting at the University of Virginia.
Just moments ago, law enforcement announcing the suspected shooter, this student, Christopher Darnell Jones Jr., is now in custody.
3 students are dead, 2 others injured after an overnight shooting at the school's main campus there in Charlottesville.
This was at the end of a long day for University of Virginia's students that were on a campus trip to see a play in Washington, D.C. It happened at the end of the night as they were returning back from this trip. And that's when authorities say the suspect in question, who you say has been put in custody, has been arrested, walked to the back of the bus and opened fire on a group of students, killing 3 of them.
The bodies of Devin and Deshaun, as President Ryan indicated, were found inside a charter bus where they had been for the day, enjoying a school activity, having a meal together, and coming back to our grounds. And someone amongst them chose to do an act of violence.
Okay, you guys can see that even though I need to start telling Tiffany, hey, Tiff, I'm recording my screen. Stop sending me
How am I supposed to know?
machine gunning text messages to me.
Texting you. How am I supposed to know?
Okay. As long as there's no eggplant emoji. Okay. So this is very interesting because it sounds like they were on a field trip or something for their college. Okay. Sounds like these 3 football players, this is my speculation, but it sounds like they were kind of messing with or harassing this shooter. And they get back on the bus,
maybe,
probably just messing with him, whatever. And then this guy was like, all right, I'll show you. Gets on the bus and decides to just open fire and kill these innocent people. Really scary because you never know. You never know who you're dealing with. Never know who you're talking to. You never know when it's going to happen. And you got to make sure you're ready. You got to make sure you're ready mentally. You got to make sure you have that application of skill, the knowledge to be able to actually use that firearm at a high level during a violent attack.
You're not even allowed to have a gun on the school.
Oh, that worked for the bad guy, huh?
Well, I know, but I'm just saying, it's not like these kids could have had a firearm to protect themselves, right?
Yeah.
Sad.
Yeah. Super sad.
It's sad to think, too, that whatever the reason was that this guy thought that he was justified, right? That he actually thought that was the solution.
Yeah.
That was the only solution, right? Was to take their lives and to ruin these families' lives forever.
Yeah.
It's really sad.
Yeah. So what do mass shooters have in common a lot of the time? Psych meds. Yeah, I totally agree, Tom. Yeah, it is definitely a trend. So how do we identify that, though?
How do we stop it? How do we...
I think the problem is there's a lot of people that if we had mental institutions like we had back in the day where people that have severe problems, they could go there and live there. But those all got taken away and or changed, whatever.
Did it say, though, that this guy has anything come out with
this all just happened. I mean, over the next coming weeks, we're going to learn a lot about this guy and we're going to learn a lot about the warning signs and stuff. But yeah, you just never know.
It's very, very sad.
Got to be careful. Got to pay attention.
Yeah, the thing that's crazy, what I would like to know is what has changed in society for people to just go from, because back in the day, you would just go back there and start pounding them.
Yeah, you would just go back there and hit one of them with a book and start fighting them,
You would just start fighting, and then, that's what we did in my school, right? You'd fight each other, and it'd be like, meet you, screw you, meet you behind the building at lunchtime, but what changed? And we had guns around, right? We all had guns in our house.
And they weren't locked in
safes. They weren't even locked up. It was way easier to get a gun back in the day. So what has changed, though, in the mind of these, shooters and these murderers? What has changed that's made them feel like the only answer, the only resort, what you must do is you must kill them?
I think frankly,
because he could have been being bullied, but just think, he put that firearm in his backpack. He took it. He took it. He premeditated. This is not somebody who's on the street carrying their concealed weapon permit and something happened. No, he premeditated. He purposely took it with him. So there is a premeditation there.
But again, let's go back to kids. So Paisley is getting bullied by multiple different people, right? And it's about making sure Paisley understands when they are bullying her, why they're doing it, and what you have to understand that you can't allow this to really get to you. I get that you're upset. I get that you're crying.
It always sucks.
And I still walked into the school and talked to the principal and said, the shit better end, or I'm going to go talk to these boys, right? But then, like, another girl is kind of being rude or whatever to Paisley. Because this is all low-level stuff, right?
Yeah.
Wait till you're on the internet. Wait till you have a bunch of people trolling you with comments and stuff. You got to learn. You got to have your own value, your own self-worth in yourself.
Yeah.
Because if you put your self-worth in what other people believe, it's very easy for them to destroy it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and especially nowadays, with all these keyboard warriors and stuff like that, you have to know who you are. You have to, understand who you are, your intentions, your heart, and understand what God says about you in order to be able to handle all this stuff. And obviously, people aren't being equipped with that, and people aren't being taught that at home. And you know what? They're also not being taught that in schools. If we see this happening over and over again, maybe that's something that needs to be part of the curriculum. Maybe that's something that needs to be talked about more openly so that people understand. That your value and self-worth doesn't come from what somebody says about you. Because there's so much weight nowadays on that, right? Like how many likes, how many comments did I get? How many, people are saying this or that. That's what the world has come to now. And a lot of people put their value into that.
Into the way the world sees them.
Into what the world sees of them,
Yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting. And it's very sad, though.
Yeah. So we had, I'm going to say this. I don't even know if I should say it or not, but I'm just going to say it anyway. But I had a student in the class the other day that as he was talking, I said to him, I said, where's your accent from? And he goes, it's actually a speech impediment. And I said, oh, so I'm like a dick now? Because I'm like, whatever. But I thought it was an accent.
Yeah.
But, after like talking to this dude, he's a cool guy, but I could tell like he lacked confidence. Okay?
Yeah.
He lacked confidence. And the reason that I'm saying this is because, he lacks confidence probably because of his speech impediment. But frankly, it doesn't even matter, right? But what bothers me about it is that, there's so many amazing people out there that had speech impediments that now have learned how to overcome it or just have dealt with it, whatever.
Moses is one of them.
Moses is one. Myron Golden. There's so many really amazing big. Jackson, our son Jax, had a stuttering problem when he was a baby, right?
Yeah.
There's so many people that have had stuff like that happen, but you really have a choice, right? You can either allow that to be the thing that holds you back, or you can allow that to be the thing that propels you forward into whatever you're supposed to do in life, right? So anyway, it just was keep popping into my head lately about this kid because I remember being that person who lacked a bunch of confidence.
You wouldn't even eat in front of people.
You know what I do now? You guys are going to love this on here. I was afraid to eat in front of people back in the day because I just felt embarrassed or whatever. I just felt embarrassed. Do you know now, I'm on Zoom calls all the time, right? With all these big entrepreneurs and all this stuff, right?
Have you ever been to lunch with Ryan? He's got barbecue sauce
everywhere,
all over his face.
Do you know?
Hanging in his beard.
Tiff will bring me lunch while I'm on the Zoom calls, and other people will turn their.
Can we just say I bring you good lunch?
Amazing, right? Other people turn their Zoom camera off. I don't. I do not do it. I freaking sit there and I'm listening to the speaker and I'm freaking eating my rice and my Kung Pao chicken or whatever. And I'm eating just like a savage, like I normally would. And do you know why I do it? I purposely do it because if I can be comfortable eating food on camera with a bunch of people, some of them I know, some of them I don't, right? But I'm just comfortable eating in front of hundreds of people. I don't care. Then I can do anything.
Yeah.
Right? Because that is my proof to the world that I can be comfortable doing this one thing. And I don't care. You like me or you don't like me. Nobody cares. Move on.
Yeah, social media is antisocial. It's so true.
It is.
And this is the thing. You can't hate it because it's there. It's never going away.
Yeah.
Right? So you can't hate it, but it's learning to work with it and learning how to, work for your benefit and not to let it distract you or destroy you, right? Because there's so many, it's very hard. I love to read the YouTube comments and reply to you guys, right? I love replying. 99% of you guys are so awesome. You have great ideas. You have great insight, great comments. You're thankful of Ryan and I love it. But then there's like the 1%. Yeah. That'll say something really rude, right? That's like, oh, Tiff's arms are bigger than your arms, Ryan, or you should eat a cheeseburger, or your show would be much better without Tiff on it. Like one day you'll learn and you'll get rid of her. You'll figure it out. And I'm like, ouch.
No, I like my house too much.
Shut up. No, but here's the thing, though. Like, it's very hard to read that and then just to go about your day and not think about it, 50 times throughout the day. Like, so many times I'm like, I just want to quit because,
That's what they want, though.
I know.
They want you to quit.
But,
why?
like,
Because they're not doing anything with their lives. Here's what's interesting. You will never find highly successful people criticizing and trolling other people. And the reason is we have shit to do. I'm busy trying to make my family's life better and the people I'm called to serve's life better. I don't have time for you. Even somebody wronged me recently and I lost a lot of money and I could go and put a negative review. I don't have time to put the negative review. It'll take me 2 minutes probably. I don't have time. I'm going to move on, focus on positive stuff and focus on positive people. And that person got money from me once. They'll never get money from me again, right? So, but yeah, there's just so many crazy people out here.
Yeah. So just remember, you are awesome. You are created for a purpose. And no matter what anybody else says, just keep doing whatever it is that you're doing and go for it. Because it's just funny because somebody commented something really sweet and I said, wow, you have no idea how much I appreciate this comment. I don't know who it was. It was somebody, I think, new to the channel. Yeah. But I said, like, so timely because I had just read such a horrible comment and then I saw that and I was like, wow, you have no idea how much somebody meant that. So the other thing I'm going to tell you guys is if you're on here and you're listening, be one of those person who uplifts, encourages, and edifies other people. Don't be one of the people that's being a troll because it just does no good. And you have no idea what that person that you're saying, you may even just be saying it to be a smartass. You have no idea what they're going through and what's happening in their life. And it's just not worth putting them in that spiral of them having a terrible day, questioning themselves and stuff like that all day long, right? It's just not worth it.
Okay.
Don't be a jerk. Yeah, exactly.
Don't be a jerk.
Good stuff. All right, guys. Cheers. We're like out of time, and I still got wine left.
Tomorrow, at about 8:30, we're gonna do a exclusive Zoom call. It's gonna be a Zoom-like training, not really a training, kind of hanging out, but we're gonna present something that is gonna be super amazing. I dropped a link inside of there. So the Sheepdog experience. We're thinking about doing a 2-day live training event. But only for my best students, only for like the true believers that really want to become real sheepdogs, develop amazing skills. So if you guys would like to learn more about the Sheepdog experience, the very first live event that we are ever going to do, maybe the last, we'll see how it goes.
Probably.
We'll see how it goes. But you'll actually be invited to come to my house. You'll actually be invited to come shoot with me at my private gun range that I have.
Never.
Dan's been there. Joe's been there. And that's it.
But they're your buddies, yeah.
And that's it. So anyway, if you guys want to learn more about it, go visit the link that's right there. It's also inside the description of the video.
Yeah, you'll click on the link, and then you're going to join Ryan for a Zoom tomorrow night, I think at 8:30.
8:30.
After you're done class.
Yeah.
And you're going to all hop on a Zoom.
I want to get your ideas of what this live event is going to be like, what we could do to make it cool, and it's going to be really awesome. Yeah, Dustin, this is right up your alley, dude. You would absolutely love it.
Yeah.
Katora.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. You're in Colorado, sweetheart.
Not much you can do.
You're a little far.
Excuses. All right, guys.
So if you're interested in checking out that, go add your email, and you got to be on the Zoom call. Otherwise, you're not going to hear about it.
There's no replays of this.
There's no replays. So there's no link. This is very, very exclusive because we obviously can't have a bunch of people here. It's going to be a select few. So if you're interested in that, if that's something that you think might be
amazing.
Yes, it's going to be amazing. And, I'm going to be here too. I'll be hanging out in the background. So Yeah, it's kind of cool because I'm always, you go to the classes, but I'm kind of hidden in the background. So I'll also be here. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I'll also make some homemade empanadas.
Okay, awesome. All right, guys, we really appreciate you. Have a great night. Be safe.
Yeah, we'll see you next Monday.
I am a sheepdog.
I have a subconscious and moral burden
to protect and help the people around me.
I believe in safety, responsibility,
and the God-given right to defend myself and others
from the wolves who seek to steal, kill, and destroy.
I defend the Second Amendment
by properly representing what it means to be a gun owner.
I will put aside my doubts,
my fears, and my excuses.
I will be trained, I will be ready.
I will be confident, and I will be prepared.
While some sheepdogs are born, most are made.
Becoming a sheepdog is a choice.
A new way of thinking and a new identity.
An alter ego that you must step into.
We are patriots.
We are defenders of liberty.
We protect those we love.
We are sheepdogs.